Precious few Fae from the Fourth World have survived to remember the Age of Legend. Locked away from human civilization on Earth for many millennia, trapped on their metaplane behind a veil between our world and theirs, their history with our kind became nothing but Celtic legend and folklore. Until Mana returned to the Sixth World, and the veil came crashing down, fracturing their metaplane into ours. They say, if you know where to look, you can travel there. A place where everything is fine, yet nothing is as it seems. A place of spirits and enchanted creatures, of courts and wilds, of wonder and secrets. It is 2078. 3 Shadowrunners thrust into this metaplane will play in the Fae's dangerous game of intrigue, where combat is not brawn but wit, where payment is not neon but favour, and where home is so very far away, but yet so dangerously close. Welcome, dear traveller, to the Court of Shadows.
Of Shadows.
We're live.
Hey! Welcome to Join the Anarchy.
Oh my god, that's fucking great.
Are you ready to go on a Shadowrun?
Waiting for the Muppets alternative source book.
Oh my god, can you imagine?
Give me the money or I'm gonna put a cap in your ass. Right.
Damn, Trev. Just kidding. It's not Join the Anarchy Kermit edition.
Damn.
It's Join the Anarchy Court of Shadows. Yay! Because this is our 4th and final session.
Who would have thought?
For Court of Shadows. I'm really excited. I'm really nervous. But I'm going to explain first. Everybody, welcome to Join the Anarchy. This is an interactive actual play where we play the pen and paper RPG Shadowrun Anarchy. And most of it is improvised, sort of. I kind of have a plan today. I'm the one in charge. Oz let me take the reins for these 4 sessions. Normally he is our GM, but here I am. We are right now in the Sealy Court, which is... we've had discussions about what exactly this place is, but it is a metaplane that somehow is kind of trapped in the rules of the Fourth World that exists within the Sixth World. So that's as deep as we've gotten into the lore. But we are going to wrap up our story in here. We'll give you a quick wrap up in a bit. So thank you so much for joining us. We are super duper excited to wrap it up. I am Scrim. I am GMing this time, so I play all the other characters. Let's start out with Oz. I think you're down below me.
Yes. Let's get some music to start off these intros, yeah?
Let's get some tunes. Let's get some tunes.
So I'm Oz. I play Volatile, the Troll Rigger. As soon as I entered the metaplane, I grew these antlers to signify that I am a druid. All of my drones became animals, so I have a firefly, some eagles, a lynx, and a giant Texas armadillo awakened. That's, I would say that's basically it. Yeah.
Excellent. Let's go on to Trav.
Hi, I'm Trav, and I play Mac, the Irish face who's really good at talking his way into pockets and out of getting punched in the schnoz. And that's pretty much all I'm really good for. I can't stand the sight of blood. I'm a bit homophobic, so just please stop bleeding on me.
And Paige.
Hi, I'm Paige. I play Pandora, a elven tarot card mage. I can read your future, but I can also set you on fire. And yeah.
Incidentally, those are the same thing.
Yeah.
Your future is fire.
Your future, darling, is fire. Covered in flames. Yeah, that's me. I'm not good at intros, trust me. Look at season 1.
Paige, you look very clear today.
Yeah.
Do I sound really good
Yeah.
too?
You sound and
I'm
look.
I'm sorry, Scrim. Where's your pop filter? I didn't realize we were in the plebeian club today.
I don't have one.
I mean,
Yes.
Oz doesn't have glasses too, so we're
Yes.
kind of
Yeah.
always. Fun.
I may or may not have bought myself a webcam and a beautiful microphone, so I can sound better and look professional.
Yes.
Well,
Your audio does
When
sound a
we-
little low again, though.
Does
It's
it?
weird.
Should I get closer? This is better.
Yeah.
Should I just stay there for the rest of
Oh
the
God,
campaign?
no.
Hello, my name is.
if your chin isn't sweating, you're doing it wrong.
If you're not spinning into your pop filter, then why do you have it?
What's the
Yeah.
point?
I could take it down, but
Oh, mine is low too. Ugh.
Ooh,
ugh.
called out live on Twitch.
Hey, whatever. You know what? I
Levels.
mean, that's why. Yeah.
Yeah, and the
That's
fact
why
is
we
you're
invited
fucking
you,
loud.
chat. And if you have any suggestions throughout our game that do not involve our mic levels, or mic levels also, we welcome those
Yeah.
because we want it to sound good. But we are monitoring chat for suggestions throughout this game. Until combat gets super busy, then I usually am not really paying attention. But if you have an idea and you throw it in the chat at any point, there's a chance that one of us will grab that. And if we get your suggestion, we get a plot point. So plot points in Anarchy are used for things like taking hits for someone else. You can jump ahead and turn over. You can throw in a story idea. So this is very much a collaborative story that we've built together. And another thing you can do is you can pay for somebody to roll a glitch die. And a glitch die, if you roll a 5 or 6, you get to exploit. And you add it to your successes. And an exploit kind of means, you know, if you succeed, something awesome happens. And if you roll 1, you glitch, and even if you succeed, something awful happens. So that is what we are looking at your suggestions for. But there's another thing we are using your suggestions for, because every time we take one of your suggestions, we save it, and at the end of our session, we do a raffle. So you can get $15 on Drive Thru RPG, or just during this run, this is the last time, you can get the Court of Shadows PDF, a $20 value. It looks so good. Look at that art. It's great for the art alone. The art is so amazing in that book.
So pretty.
Yes, Oz, let's test your levels and you can explain our stream boss.
All right. Well, I think my levels are good, but let me know. Anyway, yes. So the stream boss. We, as you see right there on the top, right there is our stream boss. Right now it's the Shadowcasters network with 990 HP. I guess someone did a follow. And so, every time that you support the stream in any way, with a follow, with a cheer, with subscriptions, with donations, it knocks HP off the current stream boss. And, thank you, Travis. And once
You're
that
like a car
hits,
model.
if you deal the last blow to 0 HP, you become the stream boss, and your name gets put in lights. You get an additional 250 HP, and then everyone else has to try and knock you down. And the last stream boss standing at the end of the stream gets the chance to create an NPC with the GM. However, since tonight is the finale, you'll be making an NPC, the very first important NPC for Season 2 of Join the Anarchy.
Would
me.
that perhaps be our fixer?
Perhaps. Could be anything.
Oh, I'm excited.
Could you create a character so important that they're there the entire time, or immediately get shot in the face? Find out.
Either one is equally possible.
We'll see.
Yeah, so that is pretty much the basics of what's going on. Shall we jump right in, or do we need a little bit more technical time?
I don't know.
I have no idea how to change my settings on anything. I'm dumb. So,
All right.
hopefully I'll just try to talk a little bit louder and try not waking up my mom. So
All
yeah.
right.
Well, you just get super close and like this.
Testing.
It's,
Yeah,
Super
testing,
close.
testing. 1,
Hello.
2, 3.
Okay.
I
My
would,
name
but I
is
don't have a
This should be
screen.
good.
my name is
Aw.
David Attenborough III.
Did he die?
I'd like to
I
take
can't remember. If not,
No,
our
he's
version
alive.
of
I don't
him.
think he died.
No,
Yeah, I
our,
don't think he
our
died.
version of him. Is he
No.
dead? Oh,
No.
okay.
No.
He was punched in the face,
That's
but
right. Yeah,
Everything else
pretty
sounds
much it.
good? All right.
I think so.
All right, then. Let's talk
Mine doesn't
about
change
what
much.
happened.
Stop.
Huh? Wait, yeah.
Okay.
We'll let
Cat's talking
you
shit.
fiddle, Oz.
Yeah.
And let's talk about what happened previously on Join the Anarchy Court of Shadows. So our Shadowrunners ended up in the Court of Shadows, kind of in a strange, very, very fey, very green, overgrown world.
Uh-huh.
They met up with a woman who asked them to steal something from someone very important, the Queen's Jester, Garv. So they ended up in the court. There was a lot of breaking of some poor man's troll horn shop. They met up with the fabulous Periwinkle, who took a really strong shine to Volatile, and they also met a very strange little girl who is apparently running some kind of underground hoarding ring. You're not 100% sure exactly what happened there, but she kind of disappeared into the night, and you went and found that Nuala, your fixer / Johnson in this area, she turned out to be a Bavansi, or a vampire. And when you successfully steal the jewel, the idea is that she wants you to break in to the dungeons of the Queen's Castle and break her sisters out. So off you went to the party that you managed to snag a tarot card invite to. You met a couple of other suspected Shadowrunners. You're pretty sure they're not from around here.
We pretty much confirmed
And-
it, yeah.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah.
And you noticed that Garv had a strange jewel that she was wearing that would hop between her necklace to her earrings to her ring and move all around. And so Volatile spiked her drink with Awakened Habanero, which caused her to dissolve into a pile of weeping jelly. And Mac managed to swipe the jewel fairly stealthily. He's pretty sure no one noticed.
Skillfully. Took skill. I stood there
Yeah.
looking pretty. 'Cause I can't
Fracking vampires.
Yeah.
remember what was there.
Before we continue, does anyone feel like Scrim is like double speaking? Like it sounds like she sounds a little echoey.
You're fine for me.
No.
Say a sentence, Scrim.
A sentence, Scrim.
Huh. Okay.
You're fine for me.
Shrug. Okay.
Now you get double the fun, Oz.
All right. No, I think you sound fine.
Oh, that was great.
So the party continues without incident. The Queen just has Garv whisked away. And things continue on. It goes quite late. People get, moderately tipsy. And nothing too crazy happens. It's not like a wild party of any kind. The fortune tellers are there. There's a little bit of entertainment that the Queen has set up. But overall, it after the commotion, it ends up being sort of a mundane night. The Queen leaves uncharacteristically early. Earlier than one might expect.
All right.
All right. All right. So now we just.
Where are our dates?
Keck has had his fortune told 3 times, so he's on his 3rd right now.
Including mine? Including the one I told him?
No, then this was the 4th time. Yep.
Oh,
4th
okay.
time. So after it kind of shook him up when you told him his fortune.
So
he was kind of like, and
I'll go again. It has to change.
So he's had it told a few times, and he kind of gets paler every time he gets it told.
Every single time he comes back from, like, the booths, I go, you can't escape the cards, darling. You
I don't know. That doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem right. I don't... I'm going to go one more time.
Okay, alright, I'll stand here.
Ishtara, she kind of makes light chit-chat with Mac for the rest of the night.
Yeah, she just collapsed. I just wanted to have a chat with her. Didn't know I was that intoxicating, you know.
Hey, you're so funny.
Well, I hope she's okay.
Yeah, the queen didn't seem too fussed about it, so perhaps she's just having a little rest. You know, maybe drink a bit too strong on an empty stomach to...
Could be maybe she's already sick. I don't know. That's weird. I've never seen anyone react like that.
I don't know.
I don't even know what it was.
Drek happens, so best we can do is give her our thoughts and carry on with the evening.
Fair enough. Periwinkle will not leave Volatile alone.
Is she,
As soon as he comes out of the bathroom,
arm?
she goes up to him and says,
Oh, where were you, buddy? I couldn't find you.
Sorry, I was in the bathroom. I had a very, very large bowel movement to excrete.
Attractive.
Yeah.
well, I guess we all, when you gotta go.
Good save, Volatile.
All right.
I think that absinthe hit me a little hard.
Yeah, this shit'll fuck you up.
I don't envy anyone that has to walk into that bathroom after me.
Well, maybe we should get out of here then. If you don't want to be, your sins to be revealed.
That's true. That would be very embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
Just some vocals. This is why we don't stay in the same place, mate. I refuse to go to your flat. Shit's
Married, but in different homes.
So should we get out of here?
Well, are there other areas to explore outside of this hall?
Oh, God.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Well, lead the way. And like, as she does, I kind of do one of those like look backs over my shoulders, like, oh, my
Help.
team.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I imagine Pandora is sitting or like standing next to Mock because her date is off getting his fortune read the 5th time. But she just has her arms crossed, and yeah, I imagine Mock actually waving goodbye and her just being like, "Oh, there he goes, my little boy growing up."
Oh gosh, I love it.
And then she'll nudge Mock and she goes, "You know, you married him, right? Like, you know what's gonna happen next, right?"
You honestly have no idea the relationship between us, do you?
Oh, I do, darling. I do. I think you two are darling together.
He's not really my type.
That's what you always say, sweetheart.
I mean,
Chat, where does she bring him? Sorry, I won't interrupt anymore.
That's fine.
I only say it because you always bring it up. You seem really, really enamored with our marriage.
Oh, do you like him then? Is that a yes?
Like him as a what?
As a husband, for Christ's sake.
I mean, he's really good at being a
yes?
husband.
Oh, well.
I'm not quite sure what you're asking me. You're asking me if I want to shag him.
Yes. I mean...
No. He's not my type.
Because I'm married. It's sweet.
We're married for the tax benefits.
Yes, but can't you have a little romance now and then? You two are always so serious.
I mean, do you want to marry him?
No.
Polygamy is great in some places of the world.
I mean, he's great here, obviously. Periwinkle seems to like him very much.
Well, then she can have a good evening with him. I don't think he's chasing the same thing I am anyway.
clearly. And she walks away.
Volatile subvocals.
Alright, I'm on the move through their castle. I'll let you know if I spot anything. A lead. We need to find these dungeons.
You also need to try and find a way to lose Periwinkle. She can't exactly know anything we're doing, or else, poof, dead.
Yeah, well, I'm
Darling, you
working
have a
on it.
magnet on your
All right.
arm.
If you need help,
That's
just give us a shout.
Okay,
It's true.
I've got this handled.
Do you now?
Do you have
Hand
it handled
down,
like you have?
hand down to Volatile's hand in Periwinkle's hand as Periwinkle leads him down the Everhall.
Oh God, Gray Man.
Look at chat.
Yee.
That's the
You're gonna
second
make me
date.
blush.
Jeez.
Oh man.
What do you think of Volatile?
Where
gentleman.
does she take you?
I wonder if the
Oh,
Fae do it
boy.
better than the Germans.
Yours is interesting.
I should have laughed too hard at that fuck. Oh man.
Okay, so I think I'm going to take Palmer's suggestion that she takes you to. She kind of wanders you through the castle, and it's a really meandering route. And she's kind of pausing a little bit. She sometimes like goes back and backtracks. She sees she spots a doorway that is kind of unassuming. I mean, everything here is quite elaborate. And this particular one has a carving of a raptor that forms the door frame. And she says, "Oh yes, right here," and opens up the door. So when you enter in, it's really confusing because you're entering in from a central pillar that doesn't really, like, you were in like kind of a hallway before. You weren't in like a round pillar. So you enter in this, and the pillar itself is in the center of the room, and the room is circular. And it's not terribly large. It's not terribly grand, but you have floor to ceiling windows all around, and you can see. You are 200 meters up in the air. You can see everywhere around. You see the peaks of the castle. You can see the town, kind of the grubby part. That where you destroyed that troll horn shop of this area. You can see the lake, and you can even you think perhaps you can kind of spot a gap in the trees where that little hut that you've been kind of hiding out in has been. She says, "This place is very difficult to find, Volatile."
Oh
Wow,
God.
what a view.
Oh God.
gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
Say you're gorgeous and then look at her.
Volatile misses the cue.
Because Mac is talking at the same time as her, so she's like, "Say you love her," and he's like, "Ditch the bitch."
Yeah, Pandora's going like, lean forward, touch her hand, and say that she's gorgeous.
Put your
She's
your hand on her face and shove her down.
She like starts stroking Volatile's arm.
Oh God.
Alright, I need you two to shut up. Thank you.
All right.
Fine,
but-
we won't help.
Volatile looks into the distance, looking for his eagles, Ignatius the First and the Second, and calls them to approach the spire.
So you can you just give me a quick just explain that your connection, like, can they understand you telepathically, or are you?
I give them a
Is it
command
your-
and they follow.
Right. Okay. So they follow your command, and you see them flying, and they come closer and closer to these windows, and they're not slowing down. They're just like, and you see them coming, and they're just about to hit, and then they come straight through. There's no glass.
Oh.
Oh, okay. That's weird.
Well, have you met my eagles?
I think I saw them when I first met you.
They like to watch.
I like that pickup line, like, "Hey babe, do you want to see my eagles?" Like,
They'll
no,
Yeah.
no, thank you.
They'll land on, like, he'll hold out his arms like that, his gauntlets out, and Ignatius the first and the second land on each gauntlet.
Classy.
She all but swoons.
Uh,
Oh my! They obey your every command, and she strokes Ignatius the second while making eye contact with Volatile.
oh god.
Mate, she wants your drones and her charging port.
I told you to shut up. They're quite majestic, yes.
Majestic is exactly what I was thinking.
And like at that moment, Pandora goes, "And I'm out," and she turns off her mic.
Was any of my footage useful of my walk through the castle? Did you spot anything?
Did I? Because Mac would obviously be watching if that was the case. I mean,
Oh,
like, is it because when I imagine that, like, they're walking through like the castle, are all the doors open so he's able to like look into every room?
Roll a perception check.
I'll do it too because Pandora would be watching up to this point.
You know what? Let's get it from all of you. I mean, Volatile.
Yeah, because he's actually looking too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perception. Will pair.
4 successes.
Let's
Yeah, baby.
3 successes.
2 successes.
I beat all of you, motherfuckers. I'm
All
sorry.
right. So the way this
really
works.
Congratulations.
Chat. No, I love it. I like Snarky Page. So chat, for those of you who are new, the way this works, you give suggestions, and the winner of this perception contest gets to pick what they have seen. And I win.
You won?
I did. I
Wow.
rolled really well.
You're on top
So-
of everything.
I'm also cheating, so that helps.
Well, okay.
I
Fair
kept rolling
enough,
my
I
die
guess.
until I got another success. So.
I don't like 2. No, I don't like that. Okay, so we'll give Chad a chance to catch up with that. And meanwhile,
That's exactly what I want to hear from my GM. I'm actually just cheating. So.
I rolled a 1. I got a 1 success, but I'm really saying that I have a 7.
Yeah.
This one looked like if you add a little bit to it.
Yeah. That line that's at the top, yeah. 7. Clearly.
Boom.
Oh, I already love that one. So, yes, as you're asking Volatile, you're kind of like checking in with everybody. Did you notice anything? Periwinkle takes like a stone out of her pocket, a little tiny pebble, and she takes it and she just chucks it out of the window.
Okay.
And she says, "Wait, watch." And it floats very slowly back up. It kind of like goes out of sight and then it sort of delivers itself to the floor of the spire, and she picks it up.
Wow. This is
Weird.
a wonderful place, I must admit. How do you know so much about this castle?
Well, I haven't been here very long, but I had a good teacher.
Oh, did you?
I did. I am a very curious sort, so I've done done a little wandering, perhaps a little more wandering than I should have, but the strange thing about this place is that it only seems to allow you into the places that you're allowed. And so the Queen allows quite a few quarters to roam freely.
Well, shit.
Hmm.
How do they get in there then?
And, how did you get permission? Are you a courtier?
I am, but, I'm, like I said, very new. I had to do my share of favors.
Favors for the Queen or favors for someone else?
Oh, not for the Queen. This is the first time I've ever been really close to her.
So I
was
repeat,
hoping I'd
how
get a
did you
word
get her
in.
permission?
She,
I find this
finds
very
some
fascinating.
favor in me. Mm-hmm. She, doesn't see me as a threat. Or perhaps she does and wants to keep me close.
Hmm. Tell me, what other access do you have? What else can you show me of this castle?
What do you want to see? I have plenty of things to show you.
Oh, do you?
Oh my god.
Like I said, it only lets you in if you're allowed. Are you, it may not allow me in if you're not permitted.
Well, say I wanted permission to enter, I don't know, the dining room. How would I get the permission?
It's not quite as simple as writing a letter. You just have to go looking for it.
And
Where do you want to go?
somewhere darker than this.
With chains and leather straps.
Shut up. Yeah,
Kinda narrows her eyes and says, darker? Darker how?
I want to see the dark side of this castle. Underneath all of the refinery, there must be something frightening. Something
I'm taking this
oppressive.
way too raw.
Well, there are places that are rumored to hold the I'm not sure. Roll. What would this be?
Negotiation.
I think negotiation is good. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So because I am a master debater, I get
What?
to add.
I'm a master debater.
You don't
I
have
get
to
link
be.
it. Yeah, I get to link it to logic. So that's gonna be 7 days. There we go. Should I spend my own edge? Nah.
Are you
Two
comfortable
successes.
with this level of success?
It's the last time she gets to use that.
I
Yeah,
know,
My
right?
voice hurts my throat. I keep changing it.
Yeah, I'll take it. Actually, no. You know what? I'll spend a plot point for a glitch die.
Ooh, adventurous.
Okay.
Glitch die.
Hey!
Ooh, yeah.
Exploit.
Okay. Well, there are some places darker than these. I mean, the Queen's businesses are not all balls and parties. She does keep more important prisoners and other vile creatures far below.
Now you're talking my kind of scene. Wink.
I don't think you quite understand what what I'm referring to. It may not be the type of revelry that you're imagining. This is a real dungeon.
And
People die there.
And I'm real serious.
Okay. Well,
Don't you want to live a little? Be adventurous, be naughty.
she's like her eyes are widening and she looks really flushed and she says, well, I suppose I could. I mean, I've never been down there, but I'm a little afraid it might not. They say sometimes if you go down there, you just don't come back.
So we just make sure we don't get caught.
All right.
Pimples.
Okay, let's do it. Oh, you're bad.
No.
And I'm going to just jump back a couple steps. I love, Rackla, your suggestion, that you saw at one point, in fact, I would say, I think Mac probably saw the Room of 1,000 Doors. So it was basically, you saw an archway and it was just doors. Some of them seemingly disembodied, all of them closed.
Yeah, he
Great.
peers in, and then he's like, "Yeah, that's nope, nope." And like turns and walks.
Big fat nope.
Nope. Oh, that's not where the loo is. Am I right?
Oh, excuse me. All right. So Periwinkle, she grabs her hand and turns around and goes through the door to lead you out. And she actually heads back to this room of 1,000 doors, and she says, "Okay, I want you to imagine exactly where you want to go. What is this place exactly?"
Somewhere dungeony.
So as you say that, the doors kind of shift around and move in place, and then you end up with a few that are in front of you, and one of them is like black obsidian, like a shiny, perfectly smooth door. The other one is like a wrought iron, so it's black but has intricate patterns in it, and the third one is like some kind of burnished steel with spiky hinges. And she says, "Well, it's one of these."
If I envision something a little more specific, would the doors... Well, let me try it. Privately, I envision where the Siobhan Sea would be held.
Okay. The smooth obsidian door ends up right in front of you.
Well then. You know, Periwinkle, ooh, I think the absinthe is hitting me again. I have to go.
Romantic.
I scramble out of the room 1,000 doors, and
Mock and Pandora, all right, this is how you get in. You want the black obsidian door.
Right.
That's lovely.
Get Periwinkle out of here if you can.
She goes, wait! Oh,
Aww.
looks really sad.
I tell you what, as I called over my shoulder, I'll meet you back in the hall.
All right. Nick, why would you think it would be awkward?
It's not natural. Did you see our Valentine's Day episode? Woo!
Yeah.
All of us got laid.
It was to die for.
Yeah.
Unsubscribed. Hey, okay, all right.
Blew my mind and some other.
I have a job to do, okay? After that, I'll do my job on Periwinkle, but for now...
Oh, God.
Hey, seriously, though.
Yeah, so I've been thinking about this whole, like, releasing demons thing, and, I'm not exactly the best in a fight, so if I just stay, like, watching the door or something, I think that'd probably best suit me, because I'd rather not, die, and I'd be no help. Don't know if you've caught that in the past couple of years, but, this is that deep shit. That deep shite.
Buttercup, all of us don't want to die, alright? It's just something that we
Right,
have to do.
but you can cast fire, and you can make your drones kill things, and I can sit here.
You can make somebody believe that they're not actually them. It's quite a skill.
I
can't
don't
do it, even
think
with my
you
phone.
know how social interaction works.
I don't get out much, no.
No, right.
I usually
I don't
consult
have
the
magic
tarot,
to do
that's
that.
about it.
Do you have magic to convince people they're not people? Because I can just talk
Oh.
the pants off of people.
Sweetheart, do you know what I do for a living?
That's why I asked. I've seen you shoot fire. I think that's the only thing I've seen firsthand.
It's true, it's true. The tarot can really persuade the mind. It's quite fascinating.
A
really.
simple yes would have sufficed. I know you want to have the showmanship, but this is a Shadowrun. This is a Shadowrun with a tight time schedule. You could just tell me the base specifics. I can act really interested if you want.
Oh, you're so boring.
Well, I also like money and breathing.
It's true, it's true. Touche.
Two of my favorite things. So, Volley, how are you planning to get back in there with Periwinkle there?
Well, no, I sent Periwinkle back to the hall, so once you see her go back into the ballroom, then
All right.
you make your move, and I'll join you.
You're just not exactly the most inconspicuous, you know.
The horns. It's the horns.
Yeah, I'm gonna go have a chat with Periwinkle and see if I can't get her to be a bit more smiley, and then you can use that to get in, because, like I said, I do not think I would be help at all. Probably just be in the way. Not even a good meat shield.
I have a question, however. We, out of character, we need the gem with the jade hairpin, right?
Correct.
Yeah, we need to actually put that gem in
Yeah.
the hairpin to
Together.
make sure it doesn't go
So,
away.
I can just
Before-
give you the pouch.
yeah, I was gonna say, before Mock goes off
Yeah.
gallivanting, yeah, I don't know. Can you just sneakily hand it to me, I guess?
I mean, it's not that here. He bodily, he looks at Periwinkle kind of walking off, and he's like, here, and he takes his messenger bag and hands it, and he's like, hold on, and he goes to Periwinkle, and yeah, the
Yeah.
messenger bag has the
Sweet, yeah,
thing in it.
she'll sling it over her shoulder, keep it close.
Periwinkle seems, she kind of has an air of excitement to her. She's got a little smile on her face.
Hey,
She's so excited.
Oh, hi, Mac.
I saw Volley kind of scuttle off to the loo. Is he all right?
Oh yeah, he's having some explosive reactions to the absinthe.
Oh yeah, he's not very good at holding his alcohol. Troll and systems, I think, something. I don't know. Such big fellas, you'd think they'd be able to hold it better. And he sub-vocals as he's talking, and he's like, go!
Yeah.
Yeah, you've, no, I think, aren't you two married? I thought, or together or something? I was unclear on that.
Yeah. He's, we were married, for for tax benefits in the other world. You know, it's just kind of an appearance thing with our our occupation doesn't quite allow us a lot of stable income back then, so we decided to have a little thing. You're seeing if it's going to be weird for me if you and him do. I see the way you look at him,
I'm sorry, I don't know if that's right.
Look, hey,
I don't know if
it's no skin off my nose. I'm not sure if he knows it. I think he knows that we're all good, but I mean, like, it's no problem. I see that you two kind of hit it off. It's just for tax benefits. He's really. I'm not a horns person. Yeah. Oh yeah. He's been eating it up all evening.
Oh, that's good. It's good to hear.
He just like heavily drinks. Like, so yeah. He keeps her distracted while they make their way.
Yeah, I'm gonna look around for my date and my date's companions, seeing where they are. I just want to make sure that I'm not seen, even if I'm acting like I need to go to the bathroom.
You want to see that you're not seen?
Yeah, at least by them. I don't want my date looking for me. He's too busy looking at tarot cards, I'm guessing. But
yeah, and he and Ishtara, and the third member, you believe, is the Shadowrunner. They're kind of huddled in a corner at the moment. They're not really paying attention to you.
Can I? I'm gonna make a plot point and say that they are near. Hold on, plot point. I'm gonna make a plot point and say that they are near this, like, an area where I can sneak behind and I can listen to them. I can eavesdrop on what they're saying. Because if they're huddled, they're obviously not using
subvocaling.
Subvocaling, thank you.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm gonna head over there and act like I'm just, I don't know, grabbing punch or whatever, and I'm gonna eavesdrop.
It's actually pretty mundane chatter, but you sort of recognize the kind of uncharacteristic pauses that sometimes accompanies subvocaling. That maybe there's a conversation happening over the conversation. They'll sometimes pause and kind of look at nothing, and then say, "Have you tried the punch?" Oh yeah, it's really good.
They have a lot of Sims talk in between.
Yeah.
Yabba dooba.
No slanta.
How much now?
Venta. I love Simlish.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're actually like, okay, and I'm not retro, so I can't hack into that. So I'm going to just casually wander on over then.
Are you going to chat with them? Or are you...
No. This is...
Sorry, where are you wandering to? That I just need to clarify.
I'm wandering to where Volatile would be, to the door. Because that's what I'm assuming what's going on.
Right now I'm fake pooping.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
The room of the 1,000 doors is where you want to go.
Yeah, I'm headed towards that area. But yeah, I'm gonna. The thing is, one of my negatives is being a center of attention, and I feel like that's just Pandora walking all the time. Like, she's giving a strut, and she's like showing off, not forcing it, but she's forcing it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna try my hardest to not show off.
You can spend a plot point.
Yeah, I have to. Just used one.
Mac will actually, like, if she seems like she's struggling on the outside, he'll just be like, social etiquette would be just being yourself. So if you seem overly sneaky, then that is the telltale. You're always boisterous when you walk, so you might as well boisterously walk wherever you go.
Oh, then she fucking struts that. She's all about it.
She's been doing that for an hour, so that's just kind of the way she lives.
Yeah, she fucking nails it on every single strut. Kind of gives a hair flip.
Well, you can't tell by the way I use my walk. I'm a woman's man.
She just fucking owns that shit.
Yeah.
Maybe catch some eyes of some gentlemen, but other than that, and ladies.
Kill them all.
Ladies.
Kill the Shadowrunners, kill them.
I want to roll for that. I want like a charisma roll.
Do you want?
Let's do charisma plus charisma. I want to see how
Does she get a bonus for getting like face fed?
getting face fed.
Yeah. That
Because
fed
you're the
information from the face.
face?
Fed.
Face fed. I got it. I
Face
understood it. It took me a bit.
You know what? I will spend a plot point for a glitch die for her to
Great.
because of the
we all
face
know
feeding.
that I'm great at those.
Okay.
Die.
I was gonna say, what if I just rolled like a straight charisma, if she could like add the successes, but that's good too.
That would be nice. Can I just do that?
I like glitch dice.
The glitch die is,
I want this to either go amazing or terrible.
3 successes. I am
3
totally
successes.
re-rolling that. But here's the glitch
Wait,
die.
hold on.
Nothing.
And
That's
then I'm re-rolling my whatchamacallit, 1, 2, 3.
Boo! It's just you fool.
6 successes.
6 successes.
Mm,
Okay.
Glitched everywhere.
So you
pretty much.
you slink your way across the floor. And at one point,
Hello.
you catch the attention of
Oh,
the queen.
Oh shit!
What specifically do you do that catches her attention?
Oh my god. Okay. Let me think about that.
Glitch die
Okay.
everywhere.
If Pandora is being her usual self, she is going to be strutting very accurately across the room like she's on a fucking stage. And she'll get to like a group of guys that are just, that are just standing around talking. And you know how like in cartoons or whatever, when guys like do that one thing where they look at the girls and they give them finger guns and they swoon? Well, she does that, but instead she twirls and she kind of looks at them up and down, and then she continues and she sways her hips, and all the guys just go, oh.
I'm going to take the plot point from chat that she has a wardrobe malfunction.
No! No!
So she twirls and the bottom of her dress catches like a table leg and then like tears all around, and so it's become a very, very short dress. And now she's like,
I'm okay with that because afterwards she'll just go and she'll go keep on owning it. It
Quick
just
little
makes her-
fashion spell.
Yeah, exactly. She just snaps her fingers and it's fixed. And then
It's just the loudest sound. Just.
Yep, and then that's what gets her everybody's attention, and she just does this like fancy little hand twirl, and her dress is fixed, and she's like, and she
I'm
keeps
meant to
moving.
do that.
Yeah.
So the queen actually approaches Pandora and
Oh,
she
God.
says,
The whole entire time.
Uh-huh.
The whole entire time she's walking up, she's going, Mock, help, and she goes, hello, your highness. In a very, like, and she gives
Okay.
a bow.
Are you fucking serious?
I did something wrong. I don't know what I did.
I said boisterous. I didn't mean that boisterous.
All right,
I'm sorry.
all right, just don't make her suspicious.
Okay.
So she says to Pandora, she says, "You're the type to make the best of a bad situation, I see." And she points at the like ripped cloth on the ground.
Yes, well, it was all part of the plan, act. You know, if something happens goes awry, you have to be quick on your heels, so to say.
Certainly, you understand. May I ask, how did you acquire your card?
Oh, well, it was in the labyrinth, right? Yes. It was in a water pool.
So you're clever and resourceful. Very
You
interesting.
say that, yes, Your Highness.
Try not to seem too
Is-
interesting. Not too interesting.
What
It's like
is
some
your
vocal
name?
like I was drinking.
But she
I'm
can't
sorry, what-
because she wants to be the center of attention.
Yeah, what did
But he's like trying to be like, hey.
What did you say?
What's your name, darling?
Oh, and she gives a bound. She goes, I am Pandora. I read tarot cards for a living.
Yes. Are you new to our humble court?
Oh, no, I've been here quite a few times, yes?
Don't lie if you can't lie. God.
I have been here a few times. I've been here twice, including this time.
Isn't this a different place than the one we went to the first time?
Well, she said court, so I'm assuming that it was the actual court and not the ball. But I'm counting this time. So.
Well, I believe you're relatively new. It's not terribly common to have such a talented tarot card reader in our presence.
Oh, well, I wouldn't say that, but I do. Thank you. Would you like a reading?
Oh, I was about to request it, darling. I would love one. And you notice that, and Mac, especially you notice, that people are, like, gathered around watching them.
Oh, goodness.
There's about a third of the room is watching what they're doing, because the whole entire time, about a third of the room is constantly watching the Queen's every move and hanging on her every word.
So, with my knowledge on high society and like social cues, does the Queen seem like she's just making conversation, or does she seem like she's suspicious of something or trying to get something specific out of Pandora?
You can see very clearly that she is a master social manipulator, and that she's completely inscrutable. You would never be able to guess her intentions just based on what she's doing. You would need a lot more context and information. And Pandora, you find her really charming. She's totally focused on you, and she seems to want to hear everything you have to say.
Fucking politicians.
That's bad for Pandora.
Dying.
Pandora's eating this up. She's like, inside. Okay,
I converted the stat block, so I know what she has. I'm like, I just am not saying.
Oh yeah, you'll don't. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Go ahead.
All right, so she this is probably going to be the worst because I'm not going to be pulling out my cards just yet. So she she reaches over to her satchel hip belt thing, and she pulls out her cards, 3 cards, and she twirls them so you can see the backs of them. And she goes, "All right then, let me read your future for you." And she flips over the first card, and it's face up, and she goes, "Oh, well, this is lovely. You see, this tells me that you've had a very successful past. Maybe you have had a few ups and downs, but you've certainly worked through it." And she flips over the next one. It's upright. And she goes, "Well, this is good. This is the current. You see here, you were also successful, but there is something else, and something else that is in your future. Perhaps a lover or family member." And then she flips over the other one, and it's upright again. And she goes, "See? Now this corresponds with the second card in the middle. This tells me that you will find a lover, or even a worker, someone you will work with for the long time of your living life, and, well, maybe it'll be good, maybe it'll be bad. But the thing is, it's upright. That means this person in your life will change something within you, or around you. But remember, my sweetheart, the cards are just that. Cards. They tell you your future, but it is you who make your path." And she skillfully slides them up into her hand, and she puts them back in her deck.
When you call her sweetheart, there's like a barely audible gasp that ripples through.
Great.
And she smiles and she says, "I have nothing but the greatest respect for the cards. I appreciate you taking the time to share your talents with me."
"Oh, but of course, it was my pleasure." And she gives a bow.
She hovers a hand over your deck and says, "May I draw one more? I know it's not customary."
Oh, by all means, go for it.
She
You're fucked.
Yeah, probably.
she pulls out a card and flips it over, and it is upside down, and it is the Queen of Blades. And she says, "What does this mean?"
Out of character, I could tell you, but I'm just gonna wing it because I don't want to look it up. Chat, help me out with this.
Just look up what the Queen of
Just
Blades
look it up.
is.
Just look it up.
Yeah.
She's going somewhere with this.
It's obviously something specific, so you have to like find out what the exact meaning is.
Coins.
Almost as if Mora knew specifically
Queen of
that card
Blades.
had an effect.
You said it's inverted?
Yes.
Well, my darling, your card that you have pulled is Malice, Malevolent, Vengeance, or even Bane. I would take great caution in this.
How ominous. She takes the card and presses it into your hand and says, "I do hope none of that comes to pass."
As
And then
do
walks
I.
away.
Yeah, she takes her card and she slides it into her pouch.
All right.
Does the crowd disperse?
Yeah, they start to kind of. There's a couple of murmurs, and they kind of head off in different directions. And not long after this, the queen actually leaves.
Okay.
Yeah. They're all focused, I think, on this door situation.
Yeah, as the queen, like, Pandora bows and she waits till the queen leaves. And then she does a fantastic twirl, showing off her silk of her gown, and walks off to where she was headed. Unless someone stops her, which, please, God, no one stop her.
Oh, Tiger Planet, I love you. Okay.
Oh, God.
Oh, StarCraft reference. Okay, so, yes. Okay. Now, Periwinkle is successfully distracted by Mac. And she actually is pretty distracted by whatever the hell Pandora's doing. She's like, what is going on? So what do you do?
Sorry,
We got
muted.
volatile having a fake poop.
Yeah, when she was like looking at Pandora, she's like, "What's happening here?" Ma kind of just thing where he like leads into her view, and he's like, "Well, like continues on with the conversation."
I love it.
Intense. The great thing about Folly is he takes real good care of his antlers. I bet they're real good. Doubles as handlebars. You know what I'm saying? Oh boy.
Periwinkle says, "Oh my."
Yeah.
Are you sure it's just a platonic relationship? Sorry, I slipped into the queen's voice there. Speak so
Surprise,
highly, and I have
surprise.
such a gruff voice.
If you must know. Well, yeah, no, it's platonic, but I mean, like, I don't know.
I
Kinda
suppose
seems
it's
like
just
that's what they're for.
physics.
No. Like I said, I think he's batting for another team than I am.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Cool,
Yeah.
cool. All right.
He likes the curvy ones, and I'm more of a.
Box.
So this alcohol is insane, right? It's just so
Right?
It's so
volatile
potent.
can't hold it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Doing great, Mark. Keep it up.
Feigning awkwardness is a part of social conversation. If you knew how to dial it down a bit, the queen wouldn't be up your arse. Be careful, please.
Oh, I'm fine, darling. I only tripped over a tablecloth. I'm fine.
Yeah, just try not to call royalty sweetheart anymore or something like that, because pet names
It's
aren't
what
exactly.
I do.
That's how you get decapitated.
How do you know that? You don't know shit.
I know a lot more about social situations. Look, just get Volley and get into the room.
I'm moving. I'm on my way.
I'm using my firefly to just kind of inspect around Pandora and make sure that there's Pandora's able to move without anyone exactly following her.
All right, roll perception.
Yeah, is there anyone like after that? Is there anyone that is actually like talking to me or trying to? I dare ask.
Nope. Nobody seems to be, not like snubbing, but it doesn't appear that anybody is paying you more special attention.
Cool.
Can you be drunk enough to start arguing out loud? Oh, that's good.
Mac has not imbibed that much alcohol.
Okay, and 1 reroll. 5 successes.
Okay. So your fly, as it buzzes up, nobody's going up to talk to Pandora, but you kind of noticed like a little bit of a pattern that there are a couple of people that seem to kind of be keeping an eye on her and maybe moving a little more in her, like they seem to find excuses to move in her direction.
What do they look like? Are they normal or are they like guards?
They don't appear to be any sort of guards, and you haven't seen guards almost at all in any of these situations.
Right, they're all like dressed.
Yeah, they're all dressed in their tarot look, there's not. It's very, very subtle, but you're able to kind of pick up almost a bit of a pattern that there are a couple people. You almost think you're imagining it, but it happens too often for you to be like, no, that's something's going on.
So like people might be interested in her romantically.
Yeah, are they like looking at me like, oh, or are they looking at me like I don't like her?
You know what? I think Palmer actually explained it perfectly.
They're gonna want to talk to her later.
Talk to her later.
Since the
Sounds
queen
like
showed an
okay.
interest.
But like
But doing
rushing
it
her
fast.
would be just considered completely gauche.
Mm-hmm.
These might be those kind of people that. Sorry, I don't know if that's not an American.
I love the word
but,
gauche. It's fun.
I don't know what it is, but I love it.
Yeah, like crass,
would
like
just be a
super
bit
Okay,
goose.
yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
thanks for the cheer.
That's
Lindsay.
it.
Hey, Damien.
Look at that stream boss down 100 HP.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
If you get stream boss, that means we get a bit of edge. So
Yeah.
please give me money. I have 0.
Help.
Oh yeah, I did mention that. Every time the stream boss is defeated, we all get a point of edge, so that helps us because we are dangerously low on edge
Yes.
for
yes.
rerolls and such.
Roll. Yeah, it's that could be what's going on. There's a chance maybe things are
Right.
There's another reason for the interest. Could be the queen thing, could be the romantic thing, could be a totally different reason. But there seems like there's some people who are strategically positioning themselves towards her.
All right, listen, you have a lot of... I'm seeing people that are keeping an eye on you probably because they think you're hot shit now. I don't know.
Oh, darling, I already know that.
Just keep an eye over your shoulder and, don't move directly to the room of 1,000
I think perhaps
doors.
Shadowrunning wasn't exactly the best career choice.
Hey, you
Shadowrunning.
asked me to join, all right?
That's true, she was kind of forced into it.
Yeah, I wasn't the one that wanted to be caught up in a crate tied up, all right? I didn't like it. Very
Well-
much. Thank you again for the opportunity, for the job position. But you could do it a little less rough next time for your next person if you decide to hire somebody else.
Look, I thought we talked about this a year ago when you hopped on board. Like, you've been on board for this for a while now.
Oh, I'm
Look, this-
comfortable with it, sweetheart. You just
So-
keep bringing it up.
The boisterousness that you got going on, maybe tone that down just a little bit. I didn't think you were gonna ramp it up when I said just act yourself. I'll try and be a bit more specific.
Sweetheart, I can't do that. You know that. I was actually debating. I was thinking in my head, is Pandora the type where like someone goes, okay, don't look behind you, but there's someone staring at you? Is she the type to go like this, or you know?
I feel like she totally is.
Yeah, that's
Like it
what I
would
was
be almost
thinking.
irresistible. I kind of imagine her like Jenna from 30 Rock, where she's like, I was like,
You know what? I think we should all do a lot of this because Nick Morgan just became the
Yeah.
stream boss.
Yeah.
Look at all those
Nick
bits.
Morgan, what's up?
It's your birthday. Go party.
All right, so we
It's
all
your
get
birthday.
an edge.
All get an edge.
Boom.
Thank you, Nick.
Oh yeah.
So if Nick Morgan keeps that for the entire stream, he'll get to create a character for season 2. So
Oh my god,
if
guys.
anyone wants to dethrone him and just throw your bits at each other.
Yeah. It's gonna be fucked up.
I need to
expect
tweet
no
that
less.
later on. Remind me.
Okay,
It's
so
going to be fucked up. All right.
Alright,
Yeah.
we need to
At each
get.
other.
All right.
Really,
So,
Nick? Really? It's gonna be
how
fucked
does
up.
how does our path look? We room of 1,000 doors. Let's get there, make our way in.
Cool. Yeah, you guys, you kind of have an idea of where to go to find the room. It's a little bit labyrinthine, but basically you have to kind of dodge Periwinkle's attention, and Pandora has to make some sort of graceful exit. And then you're good to go.
And Periwinkle is, Mac is taking care of that at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's just go in order. Well, Volatile, how do you get out? We're just gonna sneak out the bathroom and.
Right, so I was just, in the bathroom, and I'm gonna retrace my steps back to the room. I still have my eagles with me. I'm gonna just keep them. I'm thinking my fly spy, though, he's still monitoring Pandora's situation, so I'm kind of keeping an eye on both myself and Pandora.
Okay, so Pandora, how do you make your grand exit? Or not grand, whatever you choose. I just imagine it's probably gonna be grand.
Don't say grand exit because then she's gonna go, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
Oh God.
No, she heeds her friend's words and she heads over to the station where you can get wine or champagne or whatever. And she spends her time there, and then she'll ask Volatile if the people are still watching her. Which are they? Are they still on me?
They're a couple of them have come up to you and chat a little bit. But
Is it anything interesting that Pandora will remember?
This
is
it
important.
seems to you pretty idle chit chat.
Oh, good. Great. Glorious. Yeah, if it's not really interesting, she clearly is oh, well, that's alright, I guess. But yeah, afterwards she'll I guess, I'm guessing the bathroom is towards this hallway, so she'll make the excuse oh, well, nature's calling, sweetheart, I must run. And then not run at all, but suavely sway her hips away.
Flounce.
Yeah, flounce away and show off her amazing legs. But yeah,
Awesome.
then she'll make her way over to where Volatile is, and then when she's towards the bathroom area, I'm guessing that's when he walks out.
And Mac, how do you gracefully dismiss Periwinkle?
Yeah, so as Volatile makes his way into that room of doors and out of sight from where Periwinkle is, he says, "Oh well, I do have a date, so I should probably get back to her. Sorry. Good luck with the whole volley thing. I'm sure he'll warm up to you quite nicely. Just." Yeah, careful of the antlers. He's still kind of a bit uncomfortable about that. He likes it when you all right, and he leaves. But then he tries to keep it so short that when Pandora wants to exit from idle chit chat, he swoops in and keeps anyone from following her or seeing what door they went in case they get an idea of wanting to follow her. But he'll sidle up next to somebody and he'll be like, "What the hell does the queen want with her anyway?"
All right, so you all eventually end up in the room of 1,000 doors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those two
and-
do. He stays.
And you're
out.
sticking around? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Pandora and Volatile, you are in this room. You call the door you need, this perfectly smooth obsidian door. And it doesn't appear to have a handle. It is, and these doorways kind of float. they sort of move around and shift, and not really in a chaotic way, but it's just so full of doors, this place, that they seem to kind of fade off into the distance and then grow and come closer. And when this one comes up to you, when you touch it, it feels cold.
Well, this is probably a stupid question, but is it magically inclined? Is it magically active?
Well, the whole space you can see is magically operated, and so each door kind of has its own little, almost like an astral signature. This particular one, that sense of physical cold, you also get in the magical, in the astral. Kind of that feel, a chilly feeling.
Okay. So it's a door, so we open it, right?
I suppose.
Before we do, I should probably stick these two pieces together, shouldn't I?
Yes.
I will look around and then, like, take it and, like, I guess put the gem to the tip of the jade hairpin. I'll actually take the hairpin out of my hair because she's been wearing it. And take the gem out of Mock's satchel and just see if it, like, goes together or if it, like, magically goes, together.
All right. So you enter. This music is a little bit too fey.
Yeah.
This is maybe a little bit better. Okay, so it has no handle, so you kind of feel around, and eventually you're not quite sure what you do, but it opens inward. And you're standing at the top of a steeply declined hallway.
Awesome.
Can't see too far down, and throughout the castle there's been these, like, every place in the castle has these it's very light and ornately wrought stone. This is damp. It has, like, some kind of slimy moss on it, and as soon as the door opens you get kind of a whiff of musty air.
Well, this certainly looks dungeony.
Yes, it does. Well, ladies first, or do you want me to go first?
I'll go first. And she struts her stuff in.
All right, you head down this hallway, and it's pretty steep. Takes you a few moments to adjust your eyes to the light, and as you go down, you're kind of slipping a little bit in some places, and that kind of cold feeling, almost not a physical cold, but a magical cold, starts to kind of seep into your bones, and the hallway levels out, and the only entrance you see in this hallway is an arch. And it's carved with barbed chains. And within the arch is a blackness that you can hardly fathom. It is perfect black. No light returns from it.
Cool. Great.
It seems to suck in the light from around you. And there's not very much light around you.
Did the door close behind us and, like, vanish? Because that's what I imagined.
You, as you go down, it does close behind you, but it kind of, like, it doesn't look the same from the other side.
Okay. So there's, like, no light down here? Is the wand glowing now? The hairpin that since I put it together?
The hairpin doesn't seem to do anything when you put it together.
Okay.
But you can see kind of the synergy of them in Astral. You can see that they fit together and they kind of make a sort of they have a different aura. The light they're sort of like stones, almost like gems in the ceiling that are emitting a soft glow.
Okay. Well,
I'll reach into my hardware kit, which is, just a lot of tools and things, except now that they've transformed my, what was once those, like, glow sticks that you like crack and then they create light.
Yeah.
This is an actual like torch. So I'm like,
Nice.
okay. Whoosh. All right. Since we're going into, I believe this is what Nuala was speaking of, the extraplanar cell entrance. I think perhaps it should be you that enters, and I stand guard outside of the dungeon. We have no idea what's out there, and I feel like what's in there, and you're probably more capable of dealing with those threats than I am.
Well, I'm glad you have faith in me. But if you think so, then I will. I will do my best.
Well, you know, we're a team, and we all have different strengths and, you know, different quirks. And I believe that you're suited to this one.
Well, thank you.
I'll keep you as best protected as possible.
That would be much appreciated. And she kind of like takes a deep breath and she's like, all right, then we need to find this cell. Wherever this lady is, then.
So, you walk through the portal?
Yeah, I'll go. Well.
So,
I'm standing guard, and I have the two Ignatiuses. They take perch on both ends of the arch and stand guard, and I monitor through their vision.
So, Pandora, as you step through the portal, there's sort of an oppressive feeling. Everything kind of pushes on you, and it feels like oily lightning. Electrical current flows over your skin. You kind of smell that ozone, and you can kind of feel like cracks along your skin as you walk forward, and it goes completely black.
Right.
And you get this like you can't control this fear rising from your chest that now you're just stuck here forever. But a few steps, and you see light once again, and you enter into a kind of a big room. It's very plain stonework. There's doors all around, and a single table in the middle. Simple table with a simple chair, and sitting in this chair is an overweight man reading a book.
I think Pandora, not meaning to, but just subconsciously, she says out loud, she goes, "Oh, you're not a woman at all.
Who the fuck are you?"
I could ask
Kinda
you the
like
same
stands
thing." And she like fixes her ooh, we got a subscription.
Hey, thank you, Lord K.
She kind of like fixes her silks, and she's like, I believe that you should state who you are first. And she eyes him up and down. What does he look like? You said he's overweight. Is he in Fae clothing, or is he in clothing that like Pandora would know?
He's wearing Fae clothing.
Okay.
You, even from a couple days being here, you can tell he's several seasons out of fashion.
Oh, good.
He's wearing kind of like sloppy leathers too, like they're not really well made, or he sort of like has it open, his guts hanging out.
Right.
and it's weird that he's a human, like he's wearing the fake clothes, but like you haven't seen any other humans here. He kind of looks at the table. There's a big giant ledger, and he flips through it and then flips back, and he says, "Nobody's supposed to arrive. Well, you're not supposed to be here. Who the fuck are you?"
Who are you? I asked you first.
He straightens up, and he tries to puff his chest out, but his gut is still going past his chest, and he goes, "I'm the guard.
Oh.
My name's Jim."
Actually, Pandora does that same
that's
exact
funny.
giggle, and she goes, "I'm sorry, Jim. That's very quaint."
Sure, whatever.
And she kind of goes towards to touch his book, and she wants to like finger through the pages. And
he slaps her hand away and says, "No!"
Very well. You're so rough. Well, if I state who I am, will you let me pass at least? And she'll kind of like try looking past him.
Well, you're not in the book. I don't want to get in trouble.
Oh, who do you work for? Is it the Queen? Then?
I briefly forgot his name. I work for Zeha Kagris. I work for Zeha Kagris. He runs this place. He hired me to be in charge of the fucking night watch. So here the fuck I am, and here the fuck you are. Get out of here. What am I? Oh God.
Oh, calm down, sweetheart. Calm down.
Do you know how much paperwork this is gonna be for me?
I could predict it. But, instead of panicking, how about I
Do it.
Oh my god, he hasn't been submitted for a performance review in about 3 years. Yeah, is there something that would indicate that? I'm totally gonna take that.
Yeah, you know what? You're kind of piecing together this guy, he does not belong here. And you can't think of any conceivable way that a human who doesn't seem to be from this place ended up running the night watch at the Queen's dungeon. It's not making sense.
Yeah, she totally points that out. She's like, you do realize that this doesn't fit at all. Like, and she like points at the book and she goes, "This is 3 years old. You realize that, right? You haven't had a review in quite some time."
Okay, lady. You know, I'm getting in trouble just even that I'm standing here talking to you. I just don't want to get my hands dirty. Would you just leave, please?
Well, I'm here for something, so I'm not going to leave anytime soon. But since you're so angry with me, how about I do a favor for you in return? How about that?
All right, what is it?
I can read your future. It's quite easy, really.
Well, I'll tell you what my fucking future is. My future is tomorrow night I'm sitting here bored out of my fucking tree again. And then the next night, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna be bored out of my fucking tree.
I like this guy.
She leans forward, showing a little bit of her cleavage, and bats her big, beautiful eyes at him. How do I seduce a person?
We're all getting laid tonight.
I speak that sentence to myself quite a lot. Not laid, but how do you seduce a person?
How do you seduce a person?
It's a question we all like answer. Let's do charisma.
It could be con or negotiation. It depends on how you.
I do have con, and it would be con.
I think con is probably best in this situation.
But if you want to do charisma plus charisma, I would take that.
I like
you
con
roll
because
con
you're
if
trying
your
to
hips don't lie though?
She is lying
Good
though.
question.
Totally
she's
lying.
trying to she's trying to mess with them. Let's do con.
Her hips
Okay.
are her glitch die, Trav.
Oh my god.
Oh, yes. 5
my
success.
hips don't
I'm
glitch.
okay with that.
My hips don't glitch.
My hips
So that's a retro.
She does have hips for days, but boy oh boy, she doesn't know how to use them.
Depends
So
on how
what
long
is
the
she-
calendar is.
She leans forward, shows some cleavage. What does she say?
Yeah, she leans forward, shows some cleavage, bats her beautiful eyes. Clearly, like, he can see the difference between her eyes. I don't think I mentioned this. You can see it in her profile. She has one snake eye and then one normal eye that is, like, a deep yellow. And the snake eye is, like, this... Well, it's a snake eye, so... I don't know, pick your color. I usually, I say green.
Well,
But yeah, she oh god. She leans forward, she goes, "Oh, pretty please, make a girl's night." And she blinks her eyes.
He kind of goes from this like sort of angry scowl, and his face slackens, and he looks at Pandora's cleavage,
Like
And then-
blatantly.
Well, like it's like maybe like 3 seconds, which is a really long time. And then he kind of pulls back and like straightens his clothes and says, "What do you want?"
Oh, I would like to read your future for a minute, and then maybe you can help me out in return. Could you please?
I suppose if. Okay, read me my future.
All right. And she gets really excited. She pulls out her tarot card deck, and she is going to make this really elaborate, confusing like future that'll keep him busy for a while thinking about it. So it starts off with like, yeah, he's had a past of like hardship, and you've been working long, and you've been longing for something more. And then the second one's like, right now you're still in that gutter, and you haven't gotten out of it yet, but there's something there that's like keeping you here, and yet something that's pulling you away. And the third one is like upright, and it's the actual future of him getting to where he wants to be. But the real question is how he's going to get there. And then she does her little magic trick with her hands, and then puts it back on her tarot card deck. And then she leans forward and she goes, now, after I've done that, now you have to help me. Or do you have questions about your future? Because I can definitely answer those.
Well, it sounds better than every night in this fucking place. I hope that things turn out a little better. I mean, you're a bit of a distraction. So I guess it sort of
Oh.
already came true.
Oh, I know, sweetheart. And she like
Alright.
does this like little like hip showing and like pushes back some of the silk. Like,
Yeah, alright. What do you need?
I'm looking for a certain person of interest. Now this is between you and me, and she does that finger thing that goes up his chest. This is
He's
between
like-
you and me.
He's like,
And then she's like, something on your shirt. He looks down and she flicks him in the nose. Fucking idiot! And like shoves him down and goes in.
Yep, okay.
I'm looking for a prisoner.
Well, you're in the right place.
She's interesting and very, very dangerous.
That's about half of them.
She's got fangs. Maybe horns. Do you know
Which
anything
one?
about a vampire, perhaps?
Oh, lady. You're messing with stuff you don't want to be messing with.
Oh, trust me, I'm already messing with stuff that I don't want to be messing with.
What are they
Um,
actually though? Because
No,
we've
I
all been
forgot
we've
the
been all been
name.
calling we've all been calling them vampires, but I forgot
Yeah.
the name too.
Siobhan C.
It's
Sure,
Babanshi.
Bonnie. Thank you.
Babanshi.
She'll
Oh,
say
Babanshi?
something.
Yeah, it's not. I put it in chat. It is not pronounced even slightly how it's spelled.
Babanshi.
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 Not
Okay.
Bawabansith.
Bawabansith? Yeah, that's right.
That sounds terrible. Babanshi.
Bovine seal.
Yeah, she totally mentions like the Vavansi. Totally owns that.
He stares at you for another 3 seconds, but this time eyes wide, making eye contact the whole time. Fuck. All right. Look, lady. I mean, you're really nice. I don't. You've got to leave. If I let you in anywhere, you're stuck there forever.
Oh, don't worry, sweetheart. I have my ways. And she pats her tarot card deck.
All right.
I feel like this stuck forever business might be something we want information about.
That is true.
Because you should perhaps pump him for more information. And he's like in between a boring conversation with some guy way up his own ass, and he's like, oh yeah. And then he like gives the information.
Are we able to
Yeah, can
actually
you-
contact her though on an alternate plane? I don't think so.
You can.
I don't know if you can.
Can we not? Oh.
Yeah, she's on her own.
Then
Sir
guess
Mac.
what?
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
Sir
hold
Mac.
on. I'm gonna roll something. I'm gonna roll this. Pandora is not smart enough to think of asking him for further questions, so I'm just gonna keep it at that.
All right. Well. Look. Here's what I'll do. My boss won't be back for a while. Nobody ever comes down here unless they're meant to be down here because you just can't get out. There's never a risk of a jailbreak, and nobody ever tries to break in because you can't. Here, and he walks to one of the doors, and it's unlocked. He flings it wide open, and sitting there in a very, very small room. It's maybe a like an arm span wide and long. There's like a small straw mattress on the floor, and you see like a chamber pot in the corner. But this chamber pot has that same blackness, that black that the black portal did that you just walked through. And sitting there, kind of slumped onto his hand, is a fey creature of some type. He's kind of small-ish, sort of has sort of a glimmery purple skin with pointy ears, and he does not react at all to the door opening. And Jim says, "He can't see us because this door right here, if he tries to get out, he's in blackness. We can get in, but once you go in there, you never get out."
And how do you know that? Have you gone into one of these things?
God, no. It's a terrible idea. I just sit here reading my fucking book, don't I?
Clearly. Are you sure you're not lying to me that this isn't the Sylvanti that I'm looking for? Oh!
The vampire ladies?
Yes.
They don't look like that. Have you seen one?
Perhaps. In books.
Well, I mean, they're here somewhere. I'd have to look them up in the book.
Well, I would like that. I don't want to be walking into a certain cage and not find the right person I'm looking for.
Fine. It's your funeral. You can get stuck in there with a vampire. She'll probably eat you, you know. Fine. And he goes over to the book. And he, flip, goes through it, and, he kind of, oh god.
Can this, Pandora's gonna be, sorry. Pandora's gonna be looking at this elf. I'm sorry, Oz. Can this elf can't see me or hear me, correct?
No, he doesn't react to you in any way. It's sort of elven-like he's not an elf. He's sort of like a kind of creature of some type.
While Jim is flipping through the book, she's gonna ask him, "Why did you bring me to him?"
Oh, it was just right there, wasn't he? I don't know.
What's he in for?
That one? Hang on. He flips a couple more times. And then... Oh, yeah, he had, No, that can't be right.
I look over to the book, and I'm like, "Oh, what is it? Tell me, share."
You look over and you read next to it, the name that he's pointing at, it says excessive earwax.
People get arrested for having excessive earwax.
The queen has all sorts of shit she figures out. I don't know. It probably wasn't really that, but, you know. Get irritated with somebody, has a bunch of earwax, and now he's in jail.
How long has he been in here?
293 years.
For excessive earwax.
Fucker had it coming.
I told you this is a fucking nightmare. All right, I found the lady, and he reaches under the table, and he's like crawling under. His crack is showing. He looks up, and then he kind of looks like he's switching something or touching something.
and a couple of doors sort of shift around. They don't really move, but they kind of seem to materialize differently somehow. And then he points at the same one. The one that you just saw is now closed, and he points at that same one and says, "All right, there's one in there. Have fun."
During all of this conversation, I'm going to spend a plot point.
For it.
I'm going to say that Mock notices that Garv the Jester has approached her Shadowrunner retinue and has given them a direction of some kind, which just to give...
So she's back, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he'll report that over subvocal, whether or not either of them can hear me, because you guys went into is the room of doors, so you're not in a different plane at all when you go through the doors?
I'm not. I went through a door to another room of the castle, and I'm in the dungeon.
Okay.
I'm outside of the black goopy thing.
Okay.
Goopy arch.
Hermaeus Mora.
The void arch. Yeah. So so I can keep communication with you, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Well, hopefully Pandora moves
well,
quickly.
Yeah. Jester's back and talking to the Shadowrunners, so I don't know. Mac is with his date, so what happens with that?
Oh, he's with her.
Yeah.
So she will, you're kind of chatting back and forth, having a fairly engaging conversation. She's pretty charismatic, but she sort of suddenly gets distracted, seems to kind of look off into space and says, "Sorry, Mac, can you just hang on one sec? I will be right back." And then heads over to her group for this little tete-a-tete.
Yeah, he'll, is he able to read mouths? Would I be able to do a,
Got any karma left?
karma? I have one.
I'd say for a karma you can read lips, sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
I spend a karma, and yeah, I can now read lips.
All right.
So,
roll perception.
oh,
You
fuck's
basically
sake.
just bought like DLC
Yeah.
in the middle of a
Right,
game, and
yeah.
it's like, oh, I need this.
Microtransactions. Boom.
Yeah,
Um,
I've totally done that before.
that was my
not gonna
pre-order
lie.
bonus.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Fucking logical powers.
Oh, no.
All right. I'm gonna
that
spend
edge.
my
Use that
only
edge.
point of edge. Yep.
Chad, you can
Numlock,
throw out
stop
some
it.
suggestions.
4 successes.
All right. You succeed.
Hmm.
So you can let me know what Purple Monkey dishwasher story. Yeah. What is the theme of this conversation? Do you kind of get the gist of it?
Have you tried the absinthe? Like, oh my god. Shit is lit.
And
Purple
it's
monkey
also-
dishwasher.
keep in mind that all of the conversation of this thing is always veiled. Nobody says what they mean, and so very unlikely, even if these people are working for her, is she going to give them a direct order?
Can I spend a plot point and say that they are talking about, like, the whatever they're talking about, Mac is smart enough to put 2 and 2 together, like, wait, why would they be talking about that? Oh,
I kind of assumed that anyway.
yeah.
Like, Mac's been in espionage, social BS before. I think he's pretty
So
because he also has high society as his thing, so he
Yeah.
gets he picks it up pretty quick. I don't
So
think
I
you would
think-
even have to spend a
I
thing.
think it really depends on what they're going after. So if they were like, for example, if they knew about us, they would talk about like, oh, it was very strange that the queen went out to the that lady who knocked
if
over the table earlier.
If Garv was back, she would notice that her ruby's gone missing.
Okay, so like,
Yeah.
she would probably
Well,
talk
I was-
about like jewelry or some shit or
What
something.
if she knew? The other thing is also like, if she knows that the thing is missing, I would imagine that the only reason that she would know why it would be missing is so that it could be reunited with the jade hairpin, which allows us to go into the cellar.
Yeah. So since you did the plot point to make that happen, you had an idea of what it was anyway.
I'm just
right?
causing. Yeah, I was trying to cause a timer.
So, okay. So, yeah, I guess what
Prison breakouts
Mac
are always more
would
exciting
hear,
with timers.
what Mac would hear would be that she's sending that Shadowrun team to their location.
Okay.
And so yeah, he'll voice that to Volatile at least.
Well,
The knights have left the homestead.
I mean, I can wait for them. I can fight them off, but
I might be
I
able
don't-
to talk. I don't know.
I need a distraction. I don't know if I can handle both of these. All those people at once.
We will. Shit. Okay, hold on. So one of them. Did we ever pin down what their role was as Shadowrunners? Did we ever like typecast them as like their class?
We knew the guy with the clocks was a mage, but I don't
Right.
remember what the other two were.
I'm pretty sure the elf who was Mac's date was the face.
Yeah, I think so too.
I
Yeah,
think?
you would have probably caught on to that.
Yeah. And
What was my date?
the
Like, he was
Russian, the Russian,
Oh,
very
Sweet Sam.
ish. Yeah, he felt very.
named. What's his name?
That's
He was
what I
named- he was
do.
named
I punch
after-
things.
He was named after one of the chat members.
Yeah, that was Kex,
Keck.
the NPC.
Keck, yeah. So yeah, he's a samurai, I think. Street Sam.
He sounds like it.
Yeah.
They punch you in the face. Pretty much.
Remember that
Like,
Kek can be turned.
Keck can be
yes,
turned. Yeah.
Keck can be turned. There's potential betrayal in his future.
Rakla, I don't know if you know who Mac is, but that sentence is just not correct.
That's chat really did not lean into the whole mystical intrigue.
So,
Ketchup is
he'll-
universal.
Fair,
Yeah,
fair.
of course.
Just fancier here. That's all.
Yeah, he'll go
Awakened
and
ketchup.
try and make conversation with the three of them and try and be as persistent and obstacleistic as possible. That's a new word. Yeah, he'll be like, "Oh, you guys talked to the jester. What did she want? What is that all about? You know,
That's
you
so
guys,
neat. Tell
Yeah.
me.
oh my gosh, are you guys shadow runners? Is that what is that?
Roll negotiation.
Okay.
Smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, they can't just drop you in the room, so
Yeah.
you can make a scene all you want, and they can't do
10.
anything without being
Okay.
horrendous.
So 8. Oh my god. And
Oh my
4, 6,
god.
and okay, so 10.
Go
So-
Like,
back.
so he goes up and he's like,
Go.
he's like, so you're all. Oh my god. So does that mean you kill people? I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know if that's okay. Do you have like the thing where you talk? I'm sorry. I'm really excited. I've never had anything like that. Can I go with you?
Train
What?
me.
Mac, were you listening to us? What is...
Ishtara kind of like pulls you aside as
I-
gently as possible. Says,
You don't want to get involved in this.
I kind of do.
I don't know. Oh, God.
Listen. These cyber arms are made for more than just conversation starters. All right. If you need, I can actually no. You know what? I'm kind of good at like talking, right? Like if you need one of those like talk people, you know, at the guards, you're gonna need someone to get through. or I can just stay in the back and watch. But I really, please, like, I've been here. I have not had
Mac.
a touch of the outside world for years, and I need this. Please.
Oh, God. All right, you can follow at a distance, but don't let my friends know you're here, okay?
I will be like the night, except
Right.
not like. Okay.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
He's like,
I love how
I'm
it's-
tailing the schmucks.
He gets so
I love-
pathetic, he stops being.
He stops
my
being
God,
Irish.
yes.
Yeah. Listen, I have been here forever.
I love how he's like the cousin that the mom's like, oh, don't forget your
Yeah.
cousin, and they're
It's
like,
like,
oh,
You have to include him, and they're like,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Yeah,
Language.
yeah, yeah.
Wash that mouth out.
Gosh,
He's
I
So-
cannot believe you rolled 10.
That's amazing.
10. That was without. That was regular rerolls.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
8. Was the first one.
Oh my
And just,
gosh.
you know,
Oh,
10
Lord.
success, 8 successes on 10 dice, and just one of them.
oh Lord. All right,
I-
well,
I would like to ask something.
right.
Can I get a refresh of what the wand is supposed to do? Is it a one-time use? And do I know if I travel back to where Volatile is, or do I travel outside of the castle?
You know that it's not one-time use, it's multiple use, because she has 3 people she wants you to get. You're not sure where it will transport you.
Okay. So, is there any way with like any of my magic checks that I can check if it's if it has 3 charges on it? Like if I can only
you
use it 3 times, or
could-
can I just use it infinitely? Because I'm thinking of a major jailbreak here. You know what?
Oh, I see what you're
You know-
up to.
You know what? I'm gonna make a plot point and say that there is an unlimited amount of charges on this thing. And Pandora's just gonna go with her gut. So first things first is she's gonna get the important person out. So this. I'm sorry if you had plans. Do you have plans? Talk
Oh
to
yeah,
me.
no, I mean, I've got. Sort
I'm
of.
just excited. Go
Go
ahead.
go
I'll
ahead.
wait.
No, you do your thing.
Oh yeah. So
yeah.
Jim shows me to where this vampire supposedly is.
Yeah.
Okay. I will walk in then. I'll take a deep breath, make sure the wand is on me, connected, and I will strap my stuff in there.
All right, so you enter through the door and you get that same oily feeling of lightning crawling over your skin, but briefer this time.
Okay.
And you enter in, and you see, as you're entering, you see a beautiful woman. She has very pale skin and very red hair. She looks very thin and underfed, and similar to the original place where you were. She is. She's in a very, very small space, very uncomfortable. It's kind of cold. Same kind of chamber pot. In the ceiling above, there's a little bit of that little glowing crystal. And when you turn around to look at the door, it is a black portal. It's the same portal you've seen in the chamber pot and through the way that you got into here.
Great.
And she was just kind of lounging on the floor, and she starts to her feet and looks at you with hungry eyes and says, "Who are you?"
I'm Pandora. Your sister says hello, by the way.
Who?
I think her name that we call her by is Nuala? Yes?
Nuala sent you?
Yes. And she pulls out the wand and keeps it close, but she has it. So I'm gonna let you out, and then I'm gonna get your other 2. And and then I'm gonna start a little chaos amongst the castle. So, hopefully, if I don't know where this leads, but it's supposed to get us out, according to your sister.
Really?
Indeed.
How did you get it?
Well, I had help from my friends. Or do you mean the wand itself? Like the jade hairpin or the gem?
She kind of holds a hand out and looks at it. She says, "It's real."
Oh, yes. I've been wearing it all night. It's gorgeous.
All right. And a slow smile spreads across her face, and she grasps your hand and she says, "Let's do this, sister."
All right. And she'll do a little flick of the wrist and I guess cast it, use it. Do I have to roll to use this thing?
No, you don't. Nuala kind of gave you the, as the mage of the group, she gave you kind of the explanation. And BAMF! You appear.
Bamf.
BAMF! You are transported out and you appear in front of Jim, who once again is sitting on his chair with his feet up reading his book.
Hello, Jim.
And he goes, and his chair turns backwards and he's like kicking his legs up. And she doesn't wait even a second. She pounces on him and she bites down on his neck and he's just screaming. And she holds him down with unbelievable strength for such a slender woman. And she's just like guzzling blood from him.
Jesus,
Well,
Jim is so fired. Jim
I
is so fired.
You're fired.
And dead.
Jim's like, Mondays!
yeah. Pandora just leans over and she goes, "Oh, well, I did say that the tarot cards are maybe right, maybe wrong.
Wow.
By the way, once you're done with your meal, you can head out through the gate, and my friend is on the other side. Please do not eat the man in horns. He's a very dear friend of mine. I'm
She,
gonna meet his sisters."
She's like not even looking at you this whole time. She's like guzzling blood, and then she looks up and she nods and says, "My sisters first."
Oh, yes. Well, I'll go get them. And she looks at the book before she goes. Can she like read this book?
Sure, yeah, you can read the book. Are you looking for something specific, or you just kind of want to see what kind of people? Sorry, Jim.
You know what you gonna do?
Our first NPC death. Stream
Yeah.
boss NPC death.
Won't be the last.
No, not with vampires around. My God. Well, she looks at the book at first, and she's like looking for names, and then she kind of realizes that she doesn't even know the names of anything, and she's like, you know what? Screw this, and she closes the book, and she starts heading into portals, and she's like, "Hi, how are you?"
No, that's so hard. Go ahead.
All right, okay, cool. Give me just a real quick sec, and
Yeah,
let
go
me
for it.
find out what you released.
Oh no.
Hey, Big Mountain, you want to take over that stream, boss? Because that
I'm
plot
gonna
point
need
is
a little
sitting
help.
there. That plot point is just sitting there.
Rask.
While
I
that
like
happens,
Pandora. Please be gentle with
Volatile
her.
gets this like runner instinct to find a spot to hide in. In case he
I
needs
think
to,
that's fair. I think that's
he needs
fair.
to like drop into virtual reality, or rather to take over his, to go into druid mode, DR.
Would this actually be a good cliffhanger to go to a 5-minute break?
Yeah, I think so too.
I think so too. Yes. Let's pause it right there. Right as
good.
as Jim's life is drained out of his neck. And we will see you all in 5 minutes.
Great.
Woo!
This is
Not the-
fantastic. All right,
Not the
everyone.
first time I've screwed over my team on accident.
Stay
Nope,
tuned.
that was amazing. All right, we'll see you guys in a bit.